Hello, everybody. My name is Hazel Baker, and I am founder and CEO of LondonGuidedWalks.co.uk. We provide private tours, guided walks, live quizzes, London quizzes, and treasure hunts in London for Londoners and also visitors alike. Great to see you this evening. Hope you've been having a great Father's Day or a great Sunday, no matter your relations there. I mean, it's been nice and sunny here in London, and I've been cooped up today, editing and filming more podcasts for you to enjoy. So the latest podcast that we have, episode 13, is all about London statues. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to groan and say we've already had that conversation, but it is quite topical. Now, I'm not here to have a look or discuss what our ancestors did, how they made the decisions of who to celebrate in statues, even how they celebrated the artists that they used or where they chose to put the statues. But I wanted to have you to have a little think of how many statues you think there are of named people in London. And I can just count so many, it makes my head a little tizzy. But when I started counting the number of named statues for women in London, I only needed my fingers and toes. I got the time to 17, but I think now I've got 18 going through my list. Have a little count and let me know how many you know of in London as well. So this is named statues of named women statues in London. So we have a variety to choose from, but I wanted to really keep on the theme of the COVID pandemic with medical workers. And so I talk in my podcast. It's only a 20-minute episode. And in this podcast, I talk about 4 medical professional women who made big changes to not only their own career, but also changes to people's lives and also livelihoods in the future. So we have Dr. Louisa Bandreth Aldrich Blake. We've got Florence Nightingale, perhaps the most famous name of them all. We also have Mary Seacole, and also Elizabeth Garrett Anderson. Now, out of those 4, do you know which one doesn't have a statue? All will be revealed in the podcast. Now, of course, with lockdown, we're unable to provide our guided tours as we have wanted. So we pivoted. We created this podcast, and each week we have 20-minute episodes on some sort of theme of London and its history, its people, its places, and really wanting to share the love of London that we have. We are a group of guides who are all qualified and all very passionate about London and its history, but very much more about continually researching and also telling the stories that may not necessarily have been told before. So when we're looking at the lives of these 4 medical professionals, what I found is those that have had books written about them and articles, they weren't always quite accurate. So what I have also done to accompany the podcast are 2 separate blog posts, and they're 10 facts that you need to know about Mary Seacole and also Florence Nightingale. So if you go to londonguidedwalks.co.uk/podcast, that's where you'll see all 13 episodes ready for you to listen to. We have them available on YouTube, but also on Spotify, on iTunes, Google Podcast. So the choice is yours. And we also have them embedded into the website as well. So we also have transcripts of them. So if you're not comfortable and just listening, or maybe you want to read whilst listening, then you're able to do that as well. Please excuse any typos. My fingers start to fall off after a while. And then also, of course, excuse me, we have the recommended reading. So whether it's blog posts from us or whether it's certain books that we have read and enjoyed and then we want to share the love of for that. So that's the one that is live. That's our latest blog post and podcast for you to enjoy. However, next week's or this week's, which is the Friday coming, we've got something to look forward to. So I don't know if you've seen or read this book, posted in the past by Helen Baggett. A very interesting book on how to build a knowledge bank of those who have shared a very small fleeting moment in their life by posting a postcard to a friend, family, loved one. And in this book, you're able to understand the families, how they were connected, how the postcards actually relate to maybe what was going on. And we've got some. I've invited Helen on the podcast, and we're actually talking about some of those stories that are in the book. This one here, really nice read. You're able to pick it up, pick up a particular story, have a read of that, and then put it down and pick it up again next week. And it really is quite heartwarming, really, when you get to know some of the people. You feel that maybe if they had been 20th century Facebook back then in the 1930s, then maybe we would have been reading a Facebook post rather than a postcard. Something that we don't often do now, send postcards to people. I know I've certainly got out of the habit in recent years. So that's a really interesting podcast that will be coming out at midnight on Thursday night or Friday morning. So you can always subscribe, and then you'll be the first to hear of the latest episodes. So I hope you enjoy the one that we got out, and keep an eye open for the others in the future. Also, it'd be great if you're able to let me know what you think. Of course, writing a review is always a nice way of doing that, or you can email me or tweet me or Instagram message me, whichever you prefer, and share your love of London as well. It'd be great to hear from you. So have a great night, and I'll see you next time.